Welcome. In this explainer, we're diving into a really cool idea. What if some of the oldest stories in the world held the secrets to raising strong, resilient modern kids? We're going to explore how these timeless myths can actually be a powerful tool for parents today. So, let's start with a question that I'm pretty sure every parent thinks about. In this crazy, complicated world, how do we really prepare our kids for all the challenges life is going to throw at them? What if the answer was kind of hiding in plain sight, right there on their bookshelf? Well, today we're looking at a set of tools that does exactly that. It's the Mystic India for Kids book series. And the whole idea behind these books is to take these amazing ancient myths from Indian culture and make their wisdom accessible for a whole new generation. And right here, this is the absolute secret sauce. These are not just dusty old tales. The magic is that each story is deliberately connected to a real everyday kid problem. You know, stuff like standing up to a bully, or feeling scared of the dark, or figuring out how to forgive a friend. It makes these ancient lessons feel super relevant right now. Okay, so let's get practical. Let's look at some specific examples of how these stories actually work to build those skills we all want for our kids. First up, let's talk about a classic parenting moment. That feeling of playful frustration, right? When your kid gets totally stuck on a puzzle or a video game and is just about to have a meltdown. This is where the story of Ganesha comes in. He's known as the remover of obstacles, and his story shows the incredible power of just pausing. Instead of getting angry, the story teaches kids that taking a breath and thinking things through can turn that frustration into a moment of wisdom. Honestly, it's a total game changer. Okay, so that's how we can handle getting stuck. But what about just plain old disappointment? You know, when a game doesn't go their way or a plan gets canceled, how do we teach them to bounce back? For that, we turn to the stories of Krishna. They are full of fun and magic, and they teach this really profound lesson, that playfulness is a superpower. It helps kids learn to adapt, to not take setbacks so seriously, and to find the fun even when things don't go perfectly. It's about learning to just roll with it. All right, so we've covered patience and adaptability, but life isn't a solo mission, right? What about teaching our kids how to work with others, whether it's for a group project at school or on a sports team? The epic adventures of Hanuman and Rama are just a masterclass in teamwork. Their story is all about loyalty, devotion, and showing how a dedicated team working together can achieve incredible things, way more than any one person could do alone. It's about being part of something bigger than yourself. Now, what I think is really cool about this series is how it tackles something a little more abstract, but so important, the idea of inner strength. And this is more than just bravery. It's about real self-confidence. So the story of Shakti is all about helping kids understand that true power isn't about how strong your muscles are. It teaches them that their real, lasting strength is something they can find right inside themselves, a source of courage they can tap into whenever they need it. So you can probably see the big picture here. This goes way beyond just a fun bedtime story. This is about actively and very intentionally building a child's emotional intelligence. You know, giving them a toolkit for life. And the author is super clear about this. The entire series is framed around what educators call social-emotional learning. It's the solid educational foundation underneath all these great stories. So what exactly is social-emotional learning? Well, you can see the official definition here, but I like to think of it as the how-to guide for being a good human. It's about understanding your feelings, managing them, setting goals, and showing empathy for others. These are like the most fundamental skills for a happy life. And look, when kids engage with these stories, they're getting so much more than just the main lesson. They're developing cultural literacy, they're practicing moral reasoning, they're becoming better readers, and all of it is nurturing those core values of kindness, courage, and curiosity. So what's the big takeaway from all this? For all the parents and caregivers and teachers out there, what can you actually do with this? Here it is, you have the power to bring these lessons to life. The real magic isn't just in the book itself. It's in the shared experience. It's in the conversations that happen after you read the last page. That's where these ideas really take root. Yeah, these books aren't a one-way street. They're designed to be a starting point, a gateway to bigger conversations about values, about tough situations, and about the choices we all have to make. So that really leaves us with one final thought. The goal isn't just to tell our kids amazing stories. It's to use those stories to help them start writing their own stories of resilience, of courage, and of kindness. So what story will you share tonight?